Hello and good evening, and welcome to Worlds Collide, the Final Fantasy VI Randomizer. Tonight, we are going to be showcasing the current Ultros League Season 5 Underground Async. I am Joker Mage. I'm joined in the booth by Sonic the Jester, and we have Nobody War running the show behind the scenes. Hey, Sonic, how about you introduce us to our runners today and give us a little information about the Ultros League Season 5 flag set?
Oh boy, thank you so much for that. Well, we have two of our amazing runners. First off, we have Sabre Wolf, which, I think his name just is recognized in our community. Very great runner. And we have Prominence. Now, Prominence, I'm a new runner myself, only 3 months now, so
thanks for
I'm pretty new to the
having a race
community,
with
but
me,
I know
man.
Prominence as
Nothing,
well.
problem.
He's a consistent runner.
Been racing
Again, this is the Ultros League Underground. It's a weekly
my,
flag set that
weekly
Fitz has
with
been
the,
running.
uh,
One Free Fitz has been running for quite some
with-
time now. And it follows all the Ultros League flags. Ultima's in play. You always got to worry about that. Tiered spells. New Let River encounter fix. The poison glitch fix. We have a lot of good stuff this season going
And
on
of
with
course,
the
the
patches.
really fantastic and widely used now KT skip that's just based on checks or on espers or on characters, but not and all of them.
Oh boy, you gotta love that check skip. As
And
well as the high tier item list pool limiting, right?
oh yes, yes. And if someone wanted to get involved with this underground async, how would they go about doing it?
Oh, well, first off, you definitely want to go to Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. You want to join our Discord community where all these friendly individuals who will help you out with anything you need. And in that, you'll learn how to join races. You'll see which ones are available. And this one is updated every week. I think usually on a Tuesday or Wednesday. So you'll always, if you go to there's a handy dandy section called roles where you can choose to be notified when certain things happen. So you can choose how much information is delivered to you daily through the Discord, which is a very nice setting.
Right. Yeah, and this is, as we said, the standard Ultras League Season 5. So our players are going to be starting out with 3 characters. We'll probably be seeing those very shortly since they have just loaded up the loading screen. They'll have to get 6 characters, 9 espers to unlock the final Kefka battle, and then, go take it to the crazy jester, joker, comedian guy. I got both of our names in there, so...
He is a madman. I wouldn't call him a jester. Though some people would say. I think the original translations had Kefka a lot more crazy than he was in the American version, right?
Mid 90s localization was a trip, like no matter which Final Fantasy game you were looking at.
So Joker, I'm telling you, I'm really loving what Prominence is doing with the gray background here. There's so many options to have how you have your font colored and your background colored that sometimes these runners can make it really difficult to read.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my Discord icon, the color scheme is perfectly fine with me. That's my jam. But I also know that there are some players who really, really like the fiery chicken or cannot see any text chicken background.
You gotta love. I can't remember what they call it during the games done quick marathons. Something chocobo. Oh, here we go. We're starting, and we get a Terra, Lock, and Realm start. That's very nice.
Yeah, it seems very powerful. I saw Sword Tech. I didn't see the other 2 commands yet.
That was actually Magitech, GP Rain, and Sword Tech. So
Okay,
we got both the techs.
So right now it seems like we want to just have a zoomy sort of speed. But
Oh
we
boy.
do see Returner's Hideout on Prominence, and Sabre Wolf is going for the sort of classic Terra check at Espergate.
I do love that start by Sabre Wolf, but both of them are very. They both make perfect sense. And look at his rewards. He already got a hero ring and a good ribbon so that you could sell. But with a lock start, that's the curse shield right off the bat. You don't have to worry about it. Just have to keep that character alive for the first few battles, before they get a good life total. So they're both getting rewarded really well for their paths. I didn't see what a lot of that treasure was, but Genji helmet and elixir is nothing to scoff at. Plus a heal rod to sell.
And it's also important that we want our parties to get off level 3 and get ahead of scaling. So how do you think the R2 runners are going to try that here? Do you think there's an early elite river play?
See, I first I thought maybe, but once he left the room and didn't hit the save point and just go, I figured he was just checking it out for now. You know, uh, whenever I pick up the chest in the Bannon's bedroom, I'm usually going down Leet River. I'll save that chest for when I do. Otherwise, it's like a good 8 to 10 second time loss, depending on if you run into a wall or not.
Yeah, but we do see Prominence deciding to follow Sabre Wolf's footsteps and is also going to be doing Esper Gate.
When Sabre Wolf going for the long chest, and sadly, it just had 500 gold. You hate to see that.
And would you fight the ninjas here?
With this party, it's a really strong party start, right? So with a weak party start, I would say yes. But when you have a strong party start, I think you'd want to push the scaling to 8 to 10, try to get an Esper 2 under your belt, maybe get a really good bonus on one of them. Because having that, let's say you get a magic power 2 right off the bat, that's a 10 to 16 magic power boost right off the bat. Whereas if you just took that level beforehand, no bonus.
And what would you really want to hope to find at the end of this check?
Honestly, I'd want it to be a dead check.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting as an answer, so I'm curious why you wanted that to be a dead check.
Because you still got a free check at locks, right? And plus, you have a lot of loot here you could go sell at the Zen Thief on the way back up. So it's a quick stop, not a time loss, where later when run into the Zen Thief could be a big time loss, 30 seconds sometimes, depending on where you are on the map when you need to go there. So if it's a dead check, and let's say it's an Illumina, or Ragnarok, or an Elemental Shield, gives you a really good position for the rest of the seed.
So you're hoping for the dead that isn't really dead.
Exactly. But it's an Edgar. Which, see, that pushes our scaling up. So we still could go to the Zen Thief, right? Because we don't have to worry about picking the non-Esper at Lock Shop, right? Because we have Terra, so we know we're going to get both of them no matter what.
Right. And so do you think Marsh is the next play for this?
It's hard to say because the items weren't too great, right? So, we're still looking for some offense. So they might do some more looting. Nobody's checked Figaro at all. Sadly, no Revivifies to take out these Humpties quick, but we do it the Sword Tech and the M Tech making quick work of them.
And this is the ninja fight, correct?
I believe so.
So unless the Prominence unequipped a Moogle charm.
See, now this I find really interesting. This move by Sabre Wolf, go into the World of Ruin, and then go into Albrook. I mean, I know you get the extra chest from the dock now, right? I'm wondering if he's going to hit up the Zen Thief afterwards. A nice play by Prominence, picking up the secret items on the floor.
And I didn't see how many levels Prominence got from that ninja fight.
Oh, neither did I. I apologize.
So
if War or anybody saw, I know Humpties do give a decent amount of experience. Like, it's a great fight to take. And especially at low level, they can't do too much to interfere with your gameplay. Sadly, Sabre Wolf not finding anything in the shops over here.
Yeah, this is feeling a lot like it was a really great start that's starting to get betrayed by the lack of items. But maybe there's just we need to go to the right place and find the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because we do have a lot of good sellables. We have a lot of good items that can be equipped. Like Genji helmet is a great endgame helmet. So, getting good defense is great. They are finding their sleeping bags. I did see a Mega Elixir, and I think it was the Returners. So, they good item pool so far, but nobody's ventured outside of 3 places, right? So we still have a lot to see. We'll see if Sabre's going to go. No, he's not. He's going to go straight to Narsh. I thought maybe he would go to Zen Thief.
Okay. And it did look like Prominence was on level 7 or 8 with most of the party. Prominence also checking Albrook.
Is he in World of Balance, did you see? Or did he switch to Ruin as well?
I think that was Balance. It looked like there were still like Imperial troops all over the place.
Okay, see, I like that play because then you don't risk running into Doomgaze, right? And then you know what if he, let's say he decides to go to Zen, maybe he actually sees what the thief is.
We had a Master Pug at the chest in the beginner's room.
Yeah, you never want to see him unless you have Steal or Capture. I really just Steal because Capture has a high chance to miss on the Pugs. And then you just want to get beat feet out of there.
Yeah, the World of Balance weapon shop had an enhancer, which can help with whoever you're planning on using magic with.
Oh, yeah, and that's great with Terra. There's a cat hood, but do you think our runners are going to invest in a cat hood? Probably not. Horse armor, though, in the training house, that's always great. And the dragon boots. So if anybody finds a dragon horn, they know they can come back here for easy boots, and that's one person taken care of.
We are doing locks checks here.
What do we get? Experience egg? That would break the seed. Ooh, Valiant Knife and Behemoth Suit. Those are just amazing. Another dead check too, so we don't increase scaling. So now we could potentially go get an Esper 2 from somewhere. This could be a very fiery start.
And what number are you expecting to find on the curse shield?
You definitely want like 7 or 8.
That was a 12.
It's a 12. Ooh. Now, since we've not done any grind fights, we have the ribbon if you didn't sell it. I think it's still worth putting it on. Because then you can have Valiant Life lock, in the front and Final Kefka. If you get an offering, that's great. And then you can just kind of let him do his thing.
That was an Atma weapon.
And a gold hairpin. So you could throw the gold hairpin on Realm, the Atma weapon. And I think Prominence just found a Genji glove at Figaro, just sitting in a bucket.
Shield.
Oh, was it a shield?
I thought it was shield. I didn't see for certain though.
Okay. If it's a glove, then that's amazing because you already have one Atma weapon that Edgar and Locke could be set right off the bat. And Terra, she has Magitech, so she could be set if we find the Celis and get that M-Tech missile unlocked.
And we do have Edgar, so the Sabre Wolf going to South Figaro, and is that to try and get some discounts?
Oh yeah, that's always a great play. Ooh, and he finds earrings for half off. That is huge. You always want to buy at least 4 earrings, They're just always worth it.
Prominence added 9,800 to the war chest there, so we'll probably be able to get some earrings from that.
Very nice. Sabre Wolf electing to sell the curse shield despite the ribbon. Very interesting choice. Well, what are your thoughts on the curse shield? I know a lot of people. Ooh, there's an ice shield in the basement. That's huge too.
I think if I'm planning on doing grinds, like grind fights early, that 12 might not scare me off. But if I find it a bit later, it definitely would just be this is just money in the bank.
Oh, hands down. Anytime Curse Shield is found late game, I don't even bother wasting the time to go into that, because it's like a 30-second peak, right? Unless you talk to the guy there's an NPC I think in World of Balance, Narsh, that tells you how long a curse lasts for. So if you do stop there first for looting, you could talk to him and decide whether or not you even want to go to Locks check. But I don't think a lot of people usually do that. Like when I get a lock start, I usually go right to World of Ruin, Narsh. What about you?
I'd have to think about that, but it looks it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like this is a World of. Oh no, this is World of Ruin, and there's just free earrings in the boxes there.
Yeah, yeah, there was a pair. That was very nice. Ooh, Snow Muffler. That's too bad it wasn't in the World of Balance. That would have been a great. Oh wait, he doesn't have Edgar as the front party, so he's
Yeah,
not
he's
getting the
not getting the
discount.
discount, is he? I was wondering why
He's
that those
not.
are $5,000 or 5,000 gold. I should say, earrings.
Earrings. It's very interesting. I mean, he didn't purchase anything, so it makes sense too, but I'm wondering why. Sorry, it's got my brain a little stumped. Let's just
Well,
focus on something else.
if we get a
So,
chance to talk to Prominence afterwards, maybe we can ask.
yeah, very true. So my thoughts on the Curse Shield, right, is with this kind of a start, you have a lot of grind fights that you can go to just to do checks. So that could knock out, like if you do Let River, right, that's more than a third of the fights of the shield right off the bat. Now, granted, that one person is in a sticky situation that whole river, right? So like, if you get some bad grind fights, an AOE attack could just kill them every single turn, no matter what defense they have.
One possibility that might not be popular, but is still available, is to do Kefka and Narsh and maybe actually run into some of the enemies instead of trying to dodge them all. That's kind of it's a trade-off, definitely.
And both runners electing for the Valiant Knife first, which is all very smart. Get that offense right off the bat. Valiant Knife does a lot of work even early on.
Yeah, I mean, to get the behemoths to, they are going to have to get through Wevers at Welk. So having that extra offense probably makes more sense.
And they're definitely gonna take on Welk when they go up to Kefka at Narsh. But they're probably waiting to get their 5th member, hoping it's Mog to get a huge time save.
Yep. So Sign was
finds Sign on the throne. He's impersonating Edgar.
He's tired of being the retainer to the king of Doma and decided to become a king in his own right.
Edgar just takes him off the throne and says, let's go. You come with me. We got an adventure to go on.
And this opens up Doma Dream and a few other stuff that are usually really great.
And which is really great too, because we do have that natural sword tech user in our party. So, having Doma to be able to unlock plus gets us 3 checks towards the skip. Guaranteed progression, right? So it's I always love going down there.
Yeah, and the Doma Siege is another place where you could potentially take a few extra fights to get that curse shield down if you really wanted to.
Very true, because if it's a real quick fight, right, and let's say it gives you some good AP because you got that ice shield, you could easily teach everybody ice too, get the shield down, get some experience right before the boss. And if you save real quick, and if it's it's a boss that you need a little bit of work for and you got to do it anyway, then that's 2 birds with 1 stone.
And we do see Tizen coming up on Sabre Wolf's screen.
Oh, but it looks like they both sold the curse shield, so
that is 32,000 for a glowing stone,
and then 24 in ruin. So 8K difference, not too bad. Both runners are there at the same time in different worlds, both buying it. I think that is something to note. It's pretty coincidental.
And we'll see. This will be their. Actually, it looks like Prominence may have already gotten an Esper. Do you know which one that was?
I must have missed it. I apologize for that.
I missed it too.
Unless wonder where he got it from.
Maybe maybe Prominence did buy the Starlet and we just missed the buy screen.
That's true.
It looks like Nobody War is keeping track and
It was the
Yeah,
Zen Thief. Okay, yeah. So we just missed it because he bought it so quick, and then he went to go sell afterwards, right? So
yeah, that's
we
what
still don't
happened.
know what's on it. Well,
And
I'm sure
Sabre
we'll
found
find
a
out.
bunch of warp stones, so that's going to be super helpful.
And he found the dried meat too, in case Gaul happens to be our sixth guy.
Okay, we have a tunnel arm check, I believe, on Prominence
And he's
side.
level 7, so to answer your question before, he got 4 levels off of those Humpties in the cave, and that's great.
And
He
we
is
have
dealing with a... Sorry again? Sorry.
I was saying we have Jidor and Sabre Wolf and the tunnel arm check on Prominence.
And they found a Genji glove in that long chest. I usually don't go for that one anymore, and that was a great find, especially with the items that we found and the character pool that we have. Like, this is like 4 of the top characters that you'd want, for Final Kafka.
Yeah, and Sabre Wolf is World of Ruin, so this could be a Ozer Mansions check, I believe. I'm pretty sure he's World of Ruin. I don't think I saw him switch over to Balance.
Look at him thinking hard about that offering. Like, ooh, it's just good to note that because we do have the Valiant Knife, we do have that weapon.
That might be a comeback later when you're rich.
Yep, and we could easily get that, put that on lock. That could get us through mid to end game, no problem, right? Because you put lock in the very bottom slot. Is a little tip about Final Fantasy VI is whenever you get a preemptive attack, whoever's in the bottom slot gets the first priority. So if you put your offering physical attack user right there, you just get them to go right off the bat, usually before any enemies too, because if they have high speed, they can go before the enemy too, and it can help you end fights really quick.
Okay, and so the Prominence is currently fighting the Budget Inferno at Tunnel Arm.
And this is always a great fight to get early on because he's not too overpowered. Even if he does all of his 3 attacks before you get to go, it's a pretty tame fight compared to his big brother.
Yeah, and I believe this counts as a machine, so it is vulnerable to the machine things. Is that correct or not?
Honestly, I just know that he's a little bit different than his brother, right? Where he's immune to fire, and his brother absorbs fire, right? Where his brother's immune to bolt, and his brother's weak to bolt, and he just is semi-decent to bolt, and I think they both absorb ice.
And this is a really gross fight on Sabre Wolf's side. Those ogres can just really ruin your day.
Oh yeah, they can 1 or 2 zombites a turn, right?
It's enough to make me just want to like smoke bomb out of there usually, but I think this is the picture to get into the back room for Ozer's mansion.
Oh yeah, so I think you could still smoke bomb out of it, but I think he was betting that these are so low he could take them out. The issue with this is, oh no. They have big AoE attacks, and then the covert can throw Assuras and Shurikens and random, damage ignoring items at you.
Right. Meanwhile, we do see Prominence immediately just switch to World of Ruin, is now going back into the South Figaro Cave to do Edgar's checks to get Figaro Castle back up and running.
I do like that move. Did you see what the reward was for killing Tunnel Armor?
I did not. I missed that, unfortunately.
Sabre Wolf did elect to smoke bomb out of that fight.
I think that's just, the smarter move, because those are just really nasty, even if you have Revivifies on you.
Did you see if it was a sprite model? If it was a character model or a sprite?
For this current check, it was not a character. I did not see that for Tunnel Armor, though.
All right, so we're definitely hoping for an Esper now. And which one would you hope for? I know what I would want this early.
Anything with calmness protection is usually what I go for.
Definitely so.
It's
Hope to
one
get
less
that.
thing to think about for the rest of the seed. And
I
Sabre
do
Wolf
like.
did get caught by the lady in the picture, unfortunately.
I think he did it on purpose to get the levels that he needed because
Ah,
he had to get out of the other fight, and I do like that move by him.
that makes a lot more sense.
And there's a little trick with that room that he was just in with the doors. If you wait by the chest for the door to switch, just as it switches, if you open the chest, you don't lose any time because by the time you get back to the door, it finally opens so you can walk through. It's just kind of like the same thing with the sealed gate cave bridges. You know, if you time it just right, you don't lose any time by opening it. It's really nice little trick you can do.
Yeah, and
I
meanwhile
liked
on
how
Prominence side, we don't. It's not quite the Soul Train; it's the Ghost Train.
and sadly we don't have any blitzes to raise the roof with that train. Luckily, we have some nice defense and good game knowledge by Prominence multiple times already. You know, equipping the heal rod to Realm to help, you know, deal with having no mass cures or mass party heals right now.
Yeah, so Prominence is through that. That is Shiva.
With a speed 1 and a cure 2, that's very nice. Still don't know what Starlet does though. He put it on too quick for me before to see. Oh wow, Terra learned a natural Fire 3, unless that was what's on Starlet. So if Starlet has Fire 3, that's a great first spell to get.
So, do you expect we'll see Ancient Castle now?
I definitely love doing all 3 of Edgar's right off the bat. You know, if I'm gonna go, I like to do them all. What about you?
It kind of depends on where I'm at. If I think I can take all three, like I have the power to get through all three, I'll go ahead and do all three. Like it just for the routing efficiency. Uh, but if I'm still trying to like sort of get my bearings, I might just go check Throne to see if there's a character or Esper there that will help me get through the rest of it.
Very true. It does make sense. I used to go straight down, but then I started to realize, all right, if I'm gonna go fight this dragon, if I don't have spells to learn, I should go check the throne first for the Esper. So now I ask myself that question first. Because if I think it's going to be a character on the throne and I don't need a character, I'm just going to go down. But if I think it's going to be an Esper, I'm going to go up and check. Because what if that Esper has, like, let's say, quick on it, right? You want that. And then on this hide and fight, things are going horribly wrong. This is one of the dangers of the hide and fight. That the minions, most of the time, you can safely ignore them. But every now and then, they throw out that zombie claw or that confu claw, and Locke being confused with a valiant knife against its own party is never a good thing.
And Promise is stopping to go and check out the strange strata.
You know, I always ask myself this question: is if I was an owner of a castle that could move underground and it randomly stopped, would I go explore? I'm not sure if it's the safest thing to do. But you know, our characters, they always risk it for the biscuit, right?
Absolutely.
They are fighting the Mad Jester, as you said.
And we are through the hide and fight.
And that's a great job by Sabre Wolf.
I believe this is the one of the monster boxes that Prominence is checking, correct?
I believe so. And this is a great one to check, especially if you need some levels right before the dragon. Oh, and he finds Katana Soul. Now this could be really brutal. Because Katana Soul, his mass party attacks can cause a lot of damage, but luckily that Wind Slash missed, only took out Realm. And from my experience, he doesn't usually multicast them unless he's a higher level. So the low level like this, his low MP pool, I think that he might be through the worst of this fight.
And meanwhile, if Prominence does get through this, that is going
Oh
to be...
no!
Ooh, that's nasty.
Oh no, and he GP ran the party! Oh no!
Yeah, that's not great.
Did you see
Meanwhile,
if he saved it?
Sabre Wolf did get Kieran from the Onzer Mansion check.
Oh, very nice. So now we're at 3 Espers, right? Starlet, Shiva, and Seraphim. No, or Starlet, or Kieran.
I think Sabre Wolf might have missed one that Prominence picked up somewhere else. It could actually be from the. It looks like Sabre Wolf is. I'm not sure if this was World of Ruin or World of Balance, but it is the Safegro cave checks now.
It is the balance because he can take the recovery spring. Very nice.
Prominence is going in for 2.
And Prominence, remember, and he has Muddle from the last fight that he just won. So score, now he just has to hope. And Katana Soul kills himself. What a beautiful showing of his game knowledge.
Going to save like several thousand GP on that offering.
Oh, definitely. It was, 55 or 60,000 in the shop, I think it was. Let's hope Sabre Wolf was 63K. Nobody wore until 63K, so it was almost max price. So that... Let's hope Sabre Wolf finds it as well.
But we'll get to see what dragon this is and also see what's at the end of this.
Definitely. Oh, it's a snow muffler. Another dead check. Wow, we're getting dead checks all over the place. Though, it does help with these encounters that we've been fighting to get all this good armor and the dead checks.
And hopefully we can get some experience from this gold dragon. Do you think this is too early for a dragon, or do you think this is just about right?
Oh, this is perfect, especially with the damage that we have. Like, I honestly, if we had found rods in a shop or in a box somewhere, I would have went straight for a dragon early with the group that we had.
And I can now confirm that the tunnel armor was a force shield.
Ooh. Though, I mean, you can't complain about a force shield. And, certain fights like Goddess, a force shield can save you, especially if you get her at the statue location end game.
We got an old man defending Doma Castle.
Characters everywhere, but not a drop to drink. A health Strago. I don't know if I would necessarily take anybody about our party. That 64 Vigor Edgar with the Atma weapon, that's a great... Ooh. Sabre Wolf's going to decide to
would have kept the existing party, I think, just based on commands and what we've already been able to do.
And look at that. Prominence taking down the dragon. Let's see what we get for it. A Genji glove. So that's 2 Genji gloves now. So... there's so much potential offense.
Some pretty decent armor too, so this ancient castle has had some level of value.
Oh yeah, Genji glove, snow muffler, offering, bunch of levels. Advance the checks. Sadly, it was what, 1 Esper, 1 character, 1 dead check. So Edgar was all around average, right? When it comes to progression.
Yeah, I mean, that's still pretty decent. And where do you go from here? Is it? Do we expect Prominence is also going to head over to Doma now?
See, I think multi-checks are the best. And from what the Narsh Training Academy taught me, you would definitely want to go to Doma and then Doma Siege, because that's 4 more checks off your list. I think 2 of Doma's a guaranteed progression, right?
Yeah. And we do have...
Or is it just one of them? Just the middle one's guaranteed progression, right? It's either character or Esper, and then the first one can be Esper item, last one Esper item.
I don't remember the exact mix, but we did just barely miss the Welk at the Doma defense. And Nobu War is confirming that you are correct about about the progression at Doma Dream.
Thank you so much. So now that we have our 6 character, right? All we need are Espers. So granted, Cyan's one of the newer characters that we found, so there's a higher chance that we'll find a character at one of his checks, but we found it at Siege, so it would lead me to believe that if we go into Doma Dream, we're gonna find 2 or 3 Espers here.
Well, Prominence is headed right to Dream, didn't even stop to check the defense yet, so we'll find out the answer to that question shortly. So we've got Magicite, and it looks like 2 empty checks for just the chests here. That's sort of cheap of them.
Yeah, that hits the gut. Looks like somebody robbed Doma.
I mean, we kind of know what happened to Doma.
Well, you know what I mean. They robbed the chests afterwards too. They pillaged the place. And see, you did call it. Sabre Wolf's gonna follow suit. So let's see what we find down here. Oh no, Sabre Wolf's checking Esper Mountain. Finds a nice wing edge in that chest. That's good. And there is an Esperin item at the Esper Mountain, so I do like him going through. Oh, geez. This is one of those bad fights you never want to see. Now, you can mitigate this fight by killing the retainers first and then raising everybody they kill.
French vanilla Ultros at Esper Mountain. I'm not sure if it's the exact Ultros you normally fight there or not. That went away really fast.
I remember it's something with his tentacles, and I can't remember which sprite is which. Well, but it's either 1 or 3, I think.
Either way, Sabre Wolf, Nobody War is confirming that is Ultros 1.
Oh, and he went through that so fast, but it was an Esper. It was Unicorn with Doom and Bio. Wow.
So Doom's nice because that can be used in a couple places in the final battle.
Very true, and it's one of the quicker spells, right? You know, compared to Exxon.
Yeah, I think I heard that Break was the fastest, but you can only use that on long arm and not on tools.
Exactly. Yeah. Esper Mountain is 3, the one you can sketch. Okay. And War, could you tell us, like, how do we know? Is it 3 each has the tentacles up, or is it 1? I can't remember. I know
2 is when you're surrounding him, because that's the Opera House one. I know that much.
Yeah, the pincer attack.
4 is when he has Chupin with him.
Yeah. But 1 and 3, it's like same formation. There's just one little difference. They're all.
His Sabre Wolf is
okay.
Also a dream now.
So in Ultros 1, his tentacles are down in the water. In Ultros 3, his tentacles are up in the air. Like he's feisty. First, he was just exploratory, right? When you first encounter him in Let River.
I would prefer the word annoying, and I'd apply it to all 4.
Annoying. Honestly, I honestly like getting all the fights except for the Chupon one because it's it's no experience.
In Worlds Collide, it's always nice to see Ultras because it's not going to be a terrible fight. But you get that back in the vanilla game, and it's kind of like, oh, what's this guy doing again?
Yeah, he's always up to no good, right? All right, so now we're gonna find out what boss is hiding at the throne.
Sabre Wolf is through the Stooge fight, which was
very
not
nice.
Actually Stooges.
Now he gets that lovely unicorn Esper. And it's
It's
Kefka.
Kefka.
Kefka is hiding in Doma. Oh, he's reliving his glory
boss.
days. He's reliving his glory days of when he killed everybody in Doma, all by himself, holding an
If we
Esper
could just finish
hostage.
him here, the game is over. Oh, too bad he escaped. We'll get him next time.
Let's see what happens. What do we get? After this little song and dance with the spirits.
It was not a character. I saw that much.
I do like Starlet had Berserk, Muddle, Slow, Imp,
Was Phantom.
Phantom. And Phantom's always great for tier 2. And if you have a last resort and you can line up a really good attack, you can throw Phantom up after, tier 3 uses an attack and then swing through and pray that the damage is enough. Oh, that was a quick on the Phantom. See, that's just what I was talking about, right? So now, and speed 2 on Maudwin, that's pretty big.
Sabre Wolf is hot on Prominence's heels right now.
So our final Kefka is shaping up to be a very well executed fight. As long as, they let us do it, right? They usually don't like to let our plans go into fruition.
Yeah, I mean, I would still prefer something more than Phantom as calmness protection, but there's still, 4 more Espers to go and find, so hopefully one of those is useful.
Very true.
Also, Prominence never did the Doma defense, so does not have Strago.
That's true too. Let's see what we find down here. Ifrit. Ooh. It is nice to know that there's a Magicite hiding in Mobliz. I never knew that barrel right there had something in it. Did you? The Mobliz barrel right there?
Yeah, I think I've checked that before. Like if you look at all of the small towns, there's usually something in one of the barrels somewhere.
You learn something.
I don't know how
right?
useful it is to go check that, but you can usually find something.
Well, I mean, I never go there, but if I'm going to go there, I might as well check it, if I'm there, because it's a time sink if you leave, because you don't like the check. You know what I mean? So you might as well at least Hail Mary the bucket.
I mean, I would wait until maybe after the fight to go check it in case you want to just reset out of the fight.
Definitely. That's a good point.
And even then, at this point, that might not be even worth it.
I didn't say we're both going through the dream, so now he's going to find that Phantom. And what was on the throne again? It was another Esper, right? Maudwin. There they go. They unlock the sword tech.
Yeah, we got Vargas and his Pooh Bears here.
That's a great fight to get in the Fumbaba one, to be honest. This could be so bad. I really do save this check for the very last. I know it's peakable, but I want to be as high level as possible with my guys when I go into this fight, because I have bad luck with it. I'm not even kidding you. My first time I ever did it, I had Maggie Master on the other end.
Did Sabre Wolf get hit by the Doom Gaze attack?
I believe he did. And leader.
So nothing to be scared of in disguise, just a floating soldier.
How do you think he got up there?
I mean, Kefka is doing all sorts of crazy stuff, so.
Oh, and it's a Magicite, so they're rewarded very well, and that could put him ahead if Raiden has something really good on it. Plus, Raiden is great for tier 1 and tier 2. Right? You throw the Doom out, and if Doom misses, you can launch the Raiden, as a backup.
We're going to see some Zozo stuff going on shortly, and this is still World of Ruin, so this is going to be science checks. And probably a Dragon Imp while we're here.
Ooh, Raiden has Magic Power 1 and Cure 3. And I thought Osmos too. And Cure and Dispel. So that's That's just great all around.
And all you have to do is like help the leader get back to the ground the hard way.
Right? Oh, HP 100 on Ifrit from Obliz, Nobody War points out. Yeah, I missed what Ifrit had on him.
Prominence now going to do Esper Cave. We already saw everything from there when Sabre Wolf did it, I think.
And that's going to be really good for Prominence because it's good reward both ways, right? Good, easy boss, get through it real quick, get a good reward, progression. I do like Sabre Wolf going up to Signs. Which dragon do you think we're going to find here, Joker?
Let's go spicy and call it the Red Dragon.
Red Dragon? All right, let's see.
Oh, just like that.
You know,
Wolf.
It's funny because whenever I need a Genji glove, I can never find them. But they've found 3 this seed so far, from what I could see, in different locations.
Yeah, we're just going to put swords in everyone's hands.
You might as well, right? It's quick, it's efficient. If you have good vigor, get through fights really fast, quick animations. Oh, you were close. I mean,
dirty.
He's definitely one of the spicier ones.
Sabre Wolf still only knows that there's a offering for sale. Does not know about the free one that you have to get from Katana Soul.
That's correct. I wonder if he's even going to go down Edgar's check. I know from conversations and runs with him in the past that definitely doesn't like Edgar's checks. So he doesn't prefer them. So I have a feeling that it might be a last resort for him.
The Prominence just got his old man, but he's decided to leave him in the back, so he's just going to continue with the existing party.
Which again, as you said earlier, is I think I would have done so the same, unless that 5th character is like exceptionally good. I won't switch out my original party for it. Though health is a great move on a Strago, who is usually the slowest member in your group, it can be really difficult to have him pull it off in a pinch.
Well, that Dirt Dragon's gone, and I think Prominence already has the offering on lock with the Valiant Knife, I think. I didn't.
He did. He put it on pretty immediately. He was just being very selective with attacking, depending on who he was going against. Oh, that was another Genji glove from the dragon. That is not what you want to see from a dragon at all.
All these Genji gloves.
This is just a Genji run, right? We saw Genji shield, we saw Genji gloves, we saw Genji helmet, all very quickly in the season.
There's free offering, and then you can also pay for the deluxe offering in World of Ruin South Figure, I believe.
So, yeah, it was either there or was it Jador?
I think it was South Figaro. It could be Jador, but we'll see. But anyway, here's another Magicite.
That is great because you always love to see a Magicite sitting on the edge of the cliff. When you see that little blue star, you get very sad.
I mean, sometimes you see a Yeti.
That's true. You see the Yeti gracefully looking over at the horizon, and then getting startled. What are you looking at me for?
Okay, now
I do like Prominence.
It's just Narapa.
You get a quick Narapa, and I wonder if he can get through this very quickly before he attacks. Before he does his condemn. Sadly, he couldn't. I like the game knowledge that he was using to use the Magitech to cut through his reflect. But Nobody Ward, do you know what elemental weaknesses Narapa is susceptible to? I wasn't sure if he absorbs all elements or not.
Okay, I think you were correct. Because Sabre Wolf just came to World of Ruin Jador and is selling a bunch of stuff.
Oh boy.
It looks like he sold one of the Genji gloves, actually.
I do like that decision a little bit, right? Because I found so many that I think he has one. I don't know if he has one equipped, but you do only need one or two, right? Max. You're not going to find six weapons.
I think they've only found 2 each so far, but I'm not sure. I might have missed one of them getting an extra.
I only saw the 3 total up to the dragon being the 4th, but like I didn't know who found which ones. I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Prominence
found the first 2, then Sabre Wolf just spiked the 2 right in Mount Zozo.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that it looks like that's going to be. I missed who he put it on, but we have Mog as the Kefka and Narsh fight.
And he's electing to say nope on that one. Like, I do not need more characters.
Yeah, and Kefka and Narsh, if you're not like really skilled at it, it can be a long one because you could just end up accidentally hitting some of those when you don't intend to.
It is very true. If you can get through the boss fight at Kefka Narsh, right? It's almost the same amount of time as running down the mountain, right? But if it's a long fight, you might as well just run down the mountain. Because you have to think about the intro time of the troops lining up, you organizing your party, then you running down, waiting for the troops. So
Fanatics Tower.
I do like this play. Did you see who was at the bottom?
It was a non-character.
That's great. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, I think this is Item or Esper, if I remember correctly.
And Glue just finished up, raiding us with 5 people. Thanks so much, Glue. Hope you had a good run. What dragon do you think we're going to find here? You think we're going to find your red dragon now?
Well, Prominence just went to Themasa, got a whole bunch of smoke bombs.
I do like the smoke bomb. I wonder if maybe he's thinking about a Let River play.
I was wondering if he's going to do burning, like the burning house, and just use the smoke bombs to get through that really fast. I mean, I don't know.
That's true.
It's a good play, but it's a possibility. It looked like it was a lot of smoke bombs purchased.
Oh, yeah, you are right. He's definitely going into the burning house. Hey, Dr. DT, thank you for subscribing with Prime. You are awesome.
We got Storm Dragon on Fanatics Tower.
See, I was hoping it was going to be the Blue Dragon, so I was totally wrong. I do like him using the Thunder Rod to try to end this fight really quick, knowing he doesn't have Bolt 3. He's only got Fire 3.
Yeah, and so Prominence bought over 20 smoke bombs, and then is just using them like constantly here now.
Now, I do like his play, with using the smoke bombs, but the No Rabbit Maliga fight is actually, it's a super quick fight if you can kill them all in like one turn. And they give you a lot of AP. I think it's like 15 points. Can't remember. So you can learn that quick really fast on your Locke and your Edgar. And then that could help you take down tier 3 and tier 4 really fast.
Sabre Wolf just got a Ragnarok sword from that dragon check.
Oh, wow. So that means we have Ragnarok, Atma weapon, Genji glove user potentially. What do you think we're going to find this chest up here?
I mean, that's our backup snow muffler, I guess. Can anyone even use it?
Doesn't look like it so far. Everybody just force armors. Oh, no.
Well, I guess that's money in the bank then.
No, Dr. T, this is Not a co-op race. It's the Ultros Underground Weekly between Sabre Wolf and Prominence. So if you've run it, I'd run away right now. If you haven't run it and you want to run it, I'd run away right now.
And meanwhile, we do see that Sabre Wolf is being surrounded by some people who are very angry that he took their snow muffler.
Oh man, these people do not like it when you take the item in their box. They call in the spirits from beyond. And they summon the mighty tentacles.
Well, I guess we're just going to use magic for this then.
Yeah, when you're up in the tower, you resorted to no other option. An Atma weapon hiding in the burning house. Do you think he set the fire?
I mean, he's probably could have. Like, you know, sparks are an, you know, ignition source for a lot of wildfires.
He is a spicy one too, though. You never know what he's gonna do. He flies around. He just does whatever he wants. Oh, he casts a quasar. You hate to see the tentacles, man. They are causing havoc everywhere.
And that Atma weapon is no more?
Very nice. Taking down the Atwoman. And look at Edgar surviving. Did Edgar survive with 44 HP or did they Phoenix down him? Did you see?
I did not. That was Torado. So we have Earth Elemental Esper now.
Oh, very smart move by Sabre Wolf. Berserking Lock. You know, I always forget to do this whenever I'm in the tower with some melees. Right? This is one of the smartest moves you can do inside the tower.
We haven't seen what's on that Torado yet. Promise is switching to World of Ruin, though.
I bet you he's feeling really happy to find that Magicite at the end of the burning house, right? He was rewarded multiple times for going in there. Bunch of AP, bunch of experience. You know, it was relatively quick. You know, he finished the burning house before the Fanatics Tower. Though, the tentacles are at fault for that, right?
Did Prominence ever do the mansion check yet?
Outers,
I think I know Sabre Wolf did, but I think we're seeing Auction House, and I don't think there's anything there, is there?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, as Nobody War said, I don't think he went there.
But normally it says glowing stones, correct? If it's if there are espers for sale at the auction house, and I don't think we saw that.
I didn't get. He clicked through the menu so fast that I couldn't see it. I wonder if he's gonna
take a look at it again next time and see if it's this, but this may be just complete like non-value here.
In chat, Blue saying auction house. What is this? Ultros League 3? I think you are right. I think he was just going through it since he was already in there. He just wanted to see if it was maybe a good item. Because the 20,000 item could, or is it the 10,000 item, could be a high tier item that could be a game changer.
We're back at this thing again.
Well, luckily, we're at a lot higher level, so we could easily survive.
Prominence should still have a whole ton of smoke bombs too, if we want to just go that route.
Oh no. Edgar was already queued up though, right? So his zombie status won't change, right? His target attack won't change. So I think they were in the clear there, but that could have been disastrous if Locke had been zombitten. I believe Edgar is swinging an Atma weapon, Doc.
Sabre Wolf is headed to Mobiliz. We'll find Ifrit here, I believe. And that should be a KT unlock. Thank you, Nobody War. Wolf is on 17 checks and Prominence on 16. Both are a bit far away from the skip, unfortunately.
Well, that's actually like the perfect number, right? Because this will put Sabre Wolf at 18 after Mobiliz.
So just
So if he goes
Dragons and Toilet Atma.
Yeah, so if he goes to Opera House, kills that dragon, that's 19, jumps in the middle, does, Toilet Atma Gold Dragon spot, then he warps back out, has the skip, goes right back in with a fresh save, fully healed party with a bunch of levels. Maybe gets an Illumina or a Ragnarok in there to boost up his defense with some elemental shields from those high tier rewards.
But yeah, but as we know, Sabre Wolf just has to get through Vargas and the Pooh Bears to get KT unlock.
And those bears can be pretty scary at a high level versus just two people, But with this offense, I think they should be able to take out Vargas before those bears create some havoc. What do you think?
I think he's like far enough ahead that this should be fine. Like, I just don't think like the Pooh Bears are going to be like, they're really only a threat, I guess, if you allow scaling to get out of hand, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like Sabre Wolf has done a fairly decent job of managing that.
Oh no. He confused Claude Mog. Mog mass stunned the party, kills himself, stuns Terra and Edgar. That is disastrous. That is almost as bad as him confusing Locke. Ooh.
Those Pooh Bears doing a stunning 99 damage to Realm.
Oh yeah, Realm Shonen, no problem. But Locke taking out the other Haydn minions with 2 hits and taking Haydn down with the last of it, with his life being so low. Nice escape from that potentially dangerous situation with Mog being a zombie now. But now he'll get his last Esper, right? And he'll be in go mode?
Yeah, once this Vargas is done, that'll be Ifrit, and that should be go mode.
There you go. That's Kieran for Prominence. And then literally 20 seconds later, Sabre Wolf will get the same message. So now they're 1 check different, 18 and 17.
That looks like it's a dragon difference if you look at their trackers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 1 dragon different. So that's the... Hold on a second. He killed the... Which dragons did...
So we saw Dirt Dragon, Storm Dragon, and Gold Dragon. I think Prominence killed the Gold Dragon. The other 2 were killed by Sabre Wolf.
So Prominence killed Edgar's dragon, right? And
yeah,
Sabre Wolf killed...
Sabre Wolf never went to Ancient Castle, so never saw that one. The one Sabre Wolf got, I believe, were Fanatic's Tower and Mount Zozo.
That's correct. You're right. So it was Prominence that killed Edgar's.
And we're going to see yet another dragon. Maybe this will be the Spicy Fire Dragon.
Right, Sabre's going to do it. Sabre's going to go kill Opera, and then he's going to go down the middle, get Skip. Prominence is going to go straight in.
Yeah, Prominence is behind by a check, by a dragon, so maybe this is... You just want to go for it then.
Yeah, it's a tough decision when you're at, 17 instead of 18, right? Because if you have a quick check that you could do really fast, like, Gauze Dad's house with Shadow, for instance, right?
Yeah,
but here, we don't really have that.
Unfortunately, this is not a spicy boy, it is a frosty boy. But we do have 2 other dragons we might run into coming up very shortly, so we can see what those ones are.
I always hope to see Skull Dragon. Goes down really fast, especially when you got Fire 3. Plus his art. His art looks really cool. What do you think?
I'd have to think about that some, but
we get a behemoth suit from that dragon though, and Strago can actually wear it. So we do get some defense. Sorry to interrupt. I apologize.
No, that's fine. But yeah, so Prominence looks like splitting up the party fairly balanced, which kind of makes sense if you're not going for the skip.
It does make sense. You know, from what I've learned from the community, you usually want your 2 solo guys to be your numbers 1 and 2, and then your far right, that's actually going to take down the boss to be your 3 and 4. How do you like to do it though?
You know, it kind of depends. Like usually, if I'm not planning on sticking around, I'll sort of load everyone into where the actual required fights are and just try and take that down. We're about to see that here, and let's see who's here.
Nookie, and he's got some cookies.
Our favorite cheese-based painting monster.
And then number 24, which is really nice.
The budget Magic Master.
As long as he doesn't overflow the wrong guy, right? And Kigla's throwing out the Cheddar Nook height.
And as expected, Sabre Wolf has loaded up one party to go and get those required checks for the skip.
And I definitely do. I love this move. It's really quick. It does give you a safety save too.
Yeah, this was at the spot.
And another Genji glove. Oh man. I wonder if he's saying to himself, how many Genji gloves am I going to find this seed?
So, meanwhile, I think, unless I missed something, I think that our Calmness Protection is only Phantom at this point. I don't know if we ever saw Life 3 or anything else that was available. Did you?
Oh, I did
boy.
Not. There's the Skull Dragon. But I agree. I saw Cure 3, right? But no Life 3. I don't even know if we saw Life 2 or even a Life 1.
I'm fairly certain we didn't see Fenrir or Golem either. Oh,
wait, there was a Life on Realm, so I don't know if Realm has natural magic or not. But we do have at least a life spell in case this is one thing I forget to do a lot. I don't know if you do it too, but I only buy like 8 Phoenix Downs, right? Because if I die in a run, it's usually like 1 to 3 deaths early on, and then it's usually not. It's with how much Iron Mag I run, but I usually forget to buy a few extra before I go into Kefka's Tower in case things went wrong. And sometimes I start my final Kefka with like 2 or 3 Phoenix Downs. Has that ever happened to you?
I'm a wuss and bad at this, so I usually just buy like a stack or 2 of Phoenix Downs.
Oh, gotcha.
But we did see that dragon was the KT skip for Sabre Wolf, so we're going to see some buttons.
Oh boy, here we go. Did you see what the dragon dropped for him? Did anybody in chat see?
I think it was an Atma weapon or a Ragnarok. I think it was a sword of some kind.
That'd be amazing with how many Genji gloves he has, with the natural users he has. Oh boy, this could get out of control.
Thomas is taking the other dragon now. And that is a white dragon.
And that's the dragon you usually don't want to see unless you have Mute on hand, which I don't think we do.
Yeah, and just looking at like the number of dragons that they've both done, Sabre Wolf definitely has some kind of power advantage, I'd say. and the skip is just put him right ahead.
Yeah, I think he definitely. They both have the power advantage, right? But because Sabre just did those three, that power advantage just shifted a little bit higher, right? So it's
Ultros
if
3.
he, as long as he puts his party in the right lanes here, that's a huge advantage. It was an Illumina, I think, right? Because we just saw an Illumina get equipped.
It's possible. I didn't see the exact one, but that is Ultros 3.
And look at these times. Wow, this is insane. This is definitely a Jet Ultros Underground. I think you're right, Joker. I think I'm going to have to play this one Iron Mog.
And again, right now, again, my main concern, because again, I am a wuss and bad at this, is that we are going to be depending on probably Phantom for calmness protection, or we're just going to YOLO it and say sacrifice 2 of the characters to get through it.
Potentially, right? Because, it's 50-50 shot whether or not, we're going to see 1 or 2 calmnesses come down. And then, if he staggers the Ragnarok and Illumina, that could give him a huge opportunity to even just block it.
We got French Vanilla Doom here.
Oh boy.
Or possibly Vanilla. I didn't see which spot this was at.
And you don't like to see Locke get frozen.
On the other side, we have a confused block slightly.
Luckily, that Natural Magic Strago had Fire 2, Ice 2, and was it Bolt 2? So you get all the natural 2s?
Okay, that Skull Dragon went down, so Prominence is also going to have whatever weapon was there.
See, that was the Behemoth suit. Now, I'm not sure if he has anybody that can equip the Behemoth. That was the Apple weapon. Okay. Oh, the Behemoth suit was from Toilet Atma. That's right. So both dragons dropping swords, man. That's insane.
Is at Switch now. Just slightly behind at this point, I think. Maybe 2 bosses behind.
So Joker Mage, if we do a little analyzation here real quick, right? The dragons early on were dropping Genji gloves, and the dragons later on were dropping swords. You think they were in cahoots here?
I think the Seed just wants people to come out swinging.
They want you to take down dragons, right? I think that's what Ultros League 5 is telling you to do. Get your Magicites, take down dragons, get your swords.
And that Doom is gone.
Very well executed by Sabre. Let's see how he takes down a little friend over here. This was number 24, right?
This was Ultros 3.
Oh, it was the Ultros.
Oh, wait. We're doing a...
Oh, he forgot to have... Oh, he didn't put the logo charm on.
You hate to see it, but still has a little... everyone every now and then.
Luckily, he had those smoke bombs. Oh, and he gets the Rizupaz fight.
Yeah, it's kind of strange having piranhas coming out of solid metal floor, but what can you do when Kefka's in charge?
Very true. And the thing with this fight is they like to just sit there and do nothing, but you can't, because these piranhas hits can do a lot of damage. I'm not sure, but I believe they ignore defense.
Well, Cyan is taking a nap right now, so it isn't great.
Luckily, he gets a very quick spawn of Rizupaz.
And we're going to see the right side, where Goddess normally is.
Now, recent plots usually get statue locations as roughly between like I think 8 and 10K.
Ooh. Oh, that Doom
Oh
Gaze was a
no.
bad target. Bad target.
Luckily, it's just a quick reset, right?
You might have to reorder something, right?
Oh, you might just have to do one grind fight
Just
real
grind
quick just
fight.
to get locked to
Yeah.
36, and then Lock could take out Doomgaze. Oh, but if Cyan gets to 15, right? But Cyan's going to gain many levels from this grind fight. So that's where you come to the danger, right? Because if Cyan goes to a multiple of
I
5,
mean, Cyan's not going to be able to solve this, so you have to get at least one level.
yeah. But the thing is if Cyan goes to a multiple of 5,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah, I
can't
understand.
have your other guy dead during Doomgaze because Doomgaze likes to randomly cast Doom when your other guy is dead, right? And so you have to hope that he misses the Doom or it's a reset every time,
I mean, I did
right?
have one seed where I managed to dodge like 4 Doom casts with only one party member standing. So it's
Oh,
not impossible, but you need some luck.
oh no, and Locke gets stoned from their death animation. That is never what you want to see. You know, I've lost an Iron Mog to those guys because all 6 of them did a death animation to a Fire 2 spell. Stoned my
Yeah,
whole party.
the magics are not what you really want to be dealing with here.
Yeah, very true. No experience.
And how will you deal with the Doom Gaze?
Now, with these formations here, would you even just walk to a different area?
Yeah, I mean, if there's different, I don't know. This one seems doable at least. Yeah,
Oh, that
there's
was
our
good
level.
experience too. And there's our level unlock.
Put your Moogle back on.
And Cyan got 3 levels, so Cyan's good to go. Should be easily be able to endure this fight now. Throw it on the Force Shield. That's great game knowledge there too. I think
Okay, round 2.
Alright, so sadly there's no Pearl on Realm, so I understand the flare.
Dodge the Doom.
For Doomgaze, just like Shatternook or Haydn, you really want to focus on Pearl or Fire. So Doomgaze is a little bit different because he just has high physical and magic defense. Am I correct on that, Joker?
It's not a fight you want to see anywhere usually, but as long as you know you got the power to get through it, you can get through it. And like you said, the key to this is just taking advantage of those elemental weaknesses. Oh, didn't dodge that one or that one.
Luckily, it was Cyan on Prominence's side. Unluckily, it was Realm on Sabre's side. And Prominence takes down Doomgaze first. Luckily, when you're almost, near fatal, doesn't mean anything. So that's a nice sigh of relief there, because if he would have thrown an arrow or a cyclone or cyclonic, that could have been really bad.
I think
Prominence taking a nice big. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think they're getting this may help Prominence get a bit closer to even now. I mean, Prominence still has to do the Rizzapass, and I don't know about what. Yeah, I think Rizzapass and so it hasn't done the center statue yet either. Okay.
Yeah, as Magre is pointing out, if you have wall rings in your inventory, and you know you're coming up against Doomgaze, it's good to put them on. I never thought about that, so, you know, tip the hat to Magre for that. I'll do my best to store that in the memory
Google
bank.
Charm Equip. Yeah, so Prominence just has to get through this Doom and the Rizzapoth, and we'll be at the final fight.
Sabre Wolf just has to get through Doomgaze, right?
I believe so, yes. And that would be
and there goes Doomgaze. Look at Edgar doing push-ups. Sabre Wolf taking a nice little breath of fresh air after that fight. I don't know about you, but with me doing Iron Mog most of the time, anytime I come across Doomgaze, I'm never checking my levels every boss fight. So I always hold my breath for a minute. Just
well, we have level 40 on Realm and level 24 on Edgar. I think Sabre Wolf is also just, you know, lining stuff up for this fight because we're here.
Yep, and we're going up. The beam is going.
That is 1:17:05, or actually, I think we start the timer.
You start the timer on the first, the first bell. I think in the battle is when that timer starts.
But anyway, anyone in chat, go ahead and start posting your guesses for the time.
What do you think he's gonna get, Joker?
The calmness scares me. Calmness always scares me. I'm a very wild and rabid individual, so anything that's just calm is really terrifying. But in this case specifically, I'm not very calm. I just don't like using Phantom for it. So I think that could slow him down. Maybe I'll go for 9 minutes.
All right. Now, I feel you there too. And with Locke, with the offering, the Valiant Knife, you have to be a little strategic with how you decide to attack at first. You can't just kind of go all willy-nilly. You have to set Locke up for success, or you'll set your whole team up for failure. So I would say this could be like a 10-15 fight.
Okay.
If things go poorly. Like right here, reverse polarity, that's as I learned earlier this week, it's a 33% chance from Schwantz. We looked it up in the script. So that's just really unlucky because that's a whole turn wasted. So you're looking at 15 to 20 seconds gone.
Well, that's Sword Tech hit, so Long Arm is already gone.
Very nice. And I saw the Fire 3 that hit head was like an 8 to 9,000 one. So that's another 5. That's 13. Here's another 7. You know, that's 20. Plus here's another Fire 3. I mean, that's head's got to be dead right around the corner from it.
And Nobody War has declared the start of Sabre Wolf's fight as 1:18:00.
Very nice. That's amazing to have a 1:18 even start. I don't know if you saw Locke got slip hit, which is great for a Valiant Knife user. As long as we could skip Fallen One, though, right? Because there's a chance that even if you Mega Elixir or Elixir him, he might just keel right back over. And then when you raise him, he's still slip hit. So
Prominence is through the Rizzapoth.
Very nice. So he's about to get ready for his final climb.
Yeah, we already saw all the others, so it's just a matter of get your party situated and then go stand in the light.
Just don't look into it, right?
I mean, retinas are very sensitive organs, so you usually don't want to.
Now I can't hear his game sound, so I don't know if that was a death hit or not. No, it wasn't. There you go.
Right.
You took him down.
The
228 or so.
Yeah, so
That's
about
not too bad.
2.5 minutes. Prominence has made his selections, is getting ready.
I'm excited. This is going to be really close, depending because tier 2 with no mute, this could get really ugly. So it's all really going to come down to how nice tier 2 is, or how mean tier 2 is to each of our runners. What do you think?
I just want to see some interesting plays to get around this, and I think that got tools. So I think tools is already down.
You gotta love that, because Cleave has the highest percentage chance to hit over any instant death, and you know, from what I've experienced, like I've seen it to be like 90% plus hit rate. So oh no, we get a confuse on the Terra. Luckily, do you think she's wielding an Illumina? Did you see what he equipped her up with?
I did not, but he was using Terra for the Magitech to cast ice on the Tiger. Nobody War says that Prominence started the fight at 1:21:40.
All right, so we have almost a 4-minute gap between the two. Let's see if we can make it up. We get a nice Doom on tier 1 over here. And we have Edgar and Locke slowly but surely whittling down the rest of Head. Locke's not co-op. Oh, I think Head did go down. How are we going over here with tier 2?
I think we've still got 3 of them up. Yeah, 3 of them are still up. Okay, that seems rather quick from Prominence. That was just over a minute.
Less than a minute. Well, right, yeah, you're right. Right, you're right. It was like 1:15. That was insane. That was super fast. He dismantled him systematically.
And like you said, this could very well depend on how well this particular tier goes.
I mean, luckily we've had no zombifying, though there is a life 3. So let's see if our players pull out a dispel on that life 3, or else tools. Oh, that wasn't on tools. That was on hit.
Yeah, that was on hit. I think tools is already gone. There's the Pearl proc. Malgrave pointing out that the party-wide heals from Strago's health is taking away from Locke's VK damage.
Yeah. You always want Locke to be as weak as he can.
And this goes back to the decision to take Strago over Edgar back when we first got Strago.
I wonder if this is going to cost the time. Because again, in Worlds Collide, or just any role-playing game, really, your best time save is always the highest DPS you can, right? Without sacrificing too much defense so that you can become a glass cannon.
Yeah, if you can end every fight on 1 HP, but do like quad 9s with every hit, that'll get you through.
Yeah. You know, honestly, one of my favorite strategies to do is to go into Final Kefka with my VK user not healed at all, just his MP all the way up, in case, you know, he needs his MP for something. And just hope I try to keep him in the back line for tier 1, right? Because if he gets reverse polarity, then he's pulled to the front. Don't waste a turn. But if he isn't, then, you know, hopefully he'll survive hit.
Yep.
And then later, you just use a Phoenix down on him. And if he dies, and then he's at a great life total to do a bunch of damage. And then you usually let Fallen 1 go through. And then you heal the rest of the party up. Just let him go crazy.
Right, and Sabre Wolf is at 7 minutes now, and in tier 3, or just past 7 minutes. We did see the 10 hits come out, but everyone stayed up.
And Locke doing some amazing damage. Between Locke and Edgar, we're looking at 20 to 22k swings in one turn. Great knowledge by Sabre Wolf using Flare.
Absolutely. You want to avoid elemental casts on the girl.
Oh, and Locke not cooperating. 3 hits. 3 hits to the wrong target. You never want to see that. That's the only real danger you have to, an offering on the final fight, right? Because you never know where they're going to target. Sometimes they just don't target where you want them to. You have to make sure a girl goes down first because she'll just life 3 right back all the way up to full. Or life 2, right? Not life 3.
I'm using Empower over on Prominence side.
Here comes the Phantom, like you called it. Let's see if Locke could do the final bit of damage.
We got trained. I'm not sure. Was that going to break the invisible?
I don't know.
Oh, it looks like it is.
Does.
That's bad.
Here we get the death counter from Magic on tier 2. So Prominence is now catching up to Sabre again.
Prominence got through that. It's less than 6 minutes.
And Sabre Wolf, there you go. Do excellent work using an Echo Screen on Strago, and then using Unicorn to clear all the effects of Train, and then quicking Locke. Now, one thing that I would do to my VK user, right, is before I would do something like this, is I would attack him with my other party members to get his HP a little bit lower.
Looks like Prominence left Locke on a lower HP from the previous section, and we are through tier 3.
Oh, here we go. It's all going to come down to this final execution.
And Sabre Wolf did manage to keep everyone up. Or somehow brought them all back up.
And then here we go. Here's the Phantom coming out. This is very close. There's only about 30 seconds separating our runners right now.
Yeah, it's going to probably depend exactly on how this final fight goes. That W wind is not great.
Oh no. Luckily, it boosts Locke a lot more than it reduces Edgar, and that 16k is definitely going to be enough, but it takes out Edgar. Luckily, he's only 1 though. And Locke is the one right now that's going to do the damage, right? Because if he taught quick to Locke, Locke can throw out 32k real fast right now.
Yeah, it's still kind of a shame to lose one of your power users like right before the final fight, but at least
it definitely does.
Meanwhile, the fallen one did come down on Sabre Wolf's side, and then now they're back up. So we're just
he was able to throw out a Cure 3.
Hyperdrive.
Here we go. Oh no.
And now
all right, he takes out Strago and not Realm, and that's a good thing, because now Realm will be able to life Locke, and then Locke will be able to hopefully put through the last little bit of damage, because Locke should only have like 300, 400, 500 life. Yeah,
and it's also interesting that we ended up on the same exact parties at the end.
Locke couldn't get his ATB bar up in time. And I see. I do like him letting Locke swing at 1 life with it. So that was what 18k. It's all going to come down to this attack right here. And Locket his attack through before.
Very nice.
Oh, he's waiting. He's waiting for the Goner to come back up. Oh, there's the crack. I think that was 131.11.
Yeah, that was. Oh, that was right to the edge, right there.
And see, Kefka will do this to you sometimes too. He will sit there for a minute and not cast his second Goner. So that's why it's always great to have that quick in your back pocket to just quick and attack with your offering user 8 times and not have to wait for that final Goner. The second phase in case you missed it the first time. What do you think about that, Joker?
You know, I heard a wise man once told me randos are going to rando, and that's kind of what we got to deal with it sometimes.
Very true.
We should be seeing the final sort of. Sabre Wolf should be able to get through this, though.
Oh yeah, he's. I'm pretty sure Kefka's going to go down right now. There you go. 132.16, I think it was.
GG to both runners. It was a great match, great race.
And they're both in the waiting room. Do you want to pull them both in at the same time?
If they're okay with that, we can do. Yeah, this was a wonderful match, a really interesting seed. And Sonny, you said you were going to Iron Mog this later on, so I hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, I guess this was like Genji gloves galore too.
Oh boy, this was insane. You know, honestly, if I do run it, it's gonna have to be Iron Mog, right? It would be unfair otherwise. Because I definitely won't. I won't remember what's where. I'll just remember in general what the seed is. You know,
You'll
by
remember
tomorrow.
the Genji gloves.
Oh yeah, I think.
Fight.
I think our racers. I think our racers are gonna have nightmares about Genji gloves.
And it looks like we are now joined in our chat room by both racers. GGs.
Good game, everybody.
I think they might be working out some audio issues. But yeah, you guys both did really well. And it was a very close match and really exciting to watch and to commentate.
Thank you for the GGs. And man, seeing Sabre Wolf finish right after me, that had to have been close and probably a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait to watch the replay on this.
Oh yeah, I definitely won't spoil anything for you, so I won't tell you the play-by-play, so you can actually enjoy the final Kefka, because I'll tell you, it was a little nail-biting.
Wow, that this was a really powerful start of a seed, like just finding all the items you want to find at the beginning.
And how do you feel about Genji gloves now?
Too many of them.
Are you gonna have nightmares about Genji gloves?
You know, I was holding off on equipping my first Genji glove until I found a better second weapon for Edgar. I wanted to keep him kind of defensive, since I had a pretty powerful offering lock going. It was just sitting in the bag for a while for me.
I believe between the two of you, there were 5 total Genji gloves found.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they were everywhere. Like two checks in a row were Genji gloves, and I think 2 dragons were holding Genji gloves, and the other dragons were holding the swords for the Genji gloves. So me and Joker were talking about the dragons being in cahoots.
And there were offerings for sale, and I think one of you did actually find the katana soul too.
Yeah, he actually wiped me. Couldn't get the medal off in time.
It was me and him starting off with that. I think it was a bolt edge, right? Like, or
Yeah. Yeah, some AoE killed my medal user, and then it just went downhill from there.
yeah, I saw you just take the reset and be like, "Let's go again," and then boom, Muddle right off the bat. He killed himself. Great job. That was excellent game knowledge.
Question: how close was the end?
Less than a minute, Saber.
Well, I know the time. I mean, on screen.
I think you should watch the final Kefkas, dude, because I think you'll enjoy it.
You can't tell me. All right.
Oh, well... Hi, Joker. Do you want to tell him how close it was?
Yeah,
all I want to know: did he pass me at the end?
Yeah, I think the main difference, like, and this is my inexpert knowledge, so take it with a grain of salt, may have come down to how much damage your Valiant knife wielders were doing, because I think that's how Prominence got ahead towards the end, is just his VK user was dealing some more damage.
I just I could not get Locke into position to quick Valiant knife. Kefka did everything he could to prevent me from getting Locke into that position for me to use him. It was just so frustrating at the last fight there.
Also, Sabre Wolf, you managed to get your entire starting party through that the calmness, and I didn't see what you did for calmness protection, or did I missee that?
No, I had Phantom, but Sleep countered with Shrine, which revealed everybody before I could get Locke to quick knife again. And both Dream and Kefka 4 prevented me from getting my quick Valiant knife lock off. So I got Shrine out of Phantom, but he only calmed this once on Terra, and she evaded it. So
okay, so
it wasn't that big a deal. It's fine. So
okay.
Oh man.
You see, what I noticed that I think Magre pointed out in chat that Strago's health was doing more damage to Locke than it was with your party's heals, because it was reducing Locke's damage roughly like 600 a hit per heal. Right?
Yeah, I know, but with everybody like almost dead in the party constantly, I didn't really have much of a choice, you know?
I completely concur. You know, it's a sticky situation. You know, sometimes the
idea was just to hold out so he could go into his Goner power up again, but getting double hyperdrive, double, you know.
I mean in tiers 1, 2, and 3, not tier 4.
Oh yeah.
Because that's where tier 2 is always the problem, right? When you don't have mute, because magic can just be disastrous.
Yeah, but magic wasn't a problem. I mean, he muddled Terra that one time, but overall magic was not a problem at all. I don't think magic really did anything except for haste to the entire group, life 3 hits, and muddled Terra. I think that's all he ever did. So he really didn't do anything to me that whole fight. So, I mean, I wasn't worried about that, but I was just worried about just carry Locke to the end so he can stick on Kefka 4 after a fallen one. I don't know if I should have, like, quicked there after the fallen one with Locke and just figured him out that way. Maybe I should have done that and then healed everybody up afterwards. But
yeah,
it's risky.
It's always risky, especially if you lost track because a hit went out too quick or something when you were in a menu. It happens to me so often that sometimes I just YOLO it. Because if you have lock low after the fallen one and you quick, that's 8 hits at somewhere between 3 to 5k, depending on how strong lock is. So
yeah,
that's
I didn't want that
hefty
ultimate
amount of
counter and
damage.
then wiped. I mean, that's I didn't want it, so I was like, I won't do it.
Yeah.
I'll wait till Goner, but then he double hyperdrived me. Lock was one of them, and I just got caught in going into defensive mode until he got into his Goner power up again, which took forever. He just kept hyperdriving or havoc winging me, double havoc wing, double hyperdriving me constantly. So I was just in defense mode for like the last 2 minutes of the run to just kind of salvage it. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry to do this. I got to actually jet slightly early, but obviously, if you still have more questions, Sonic, go ahead and continue the conversation. Both of you, once again, GG. Everyone in chat, thank you for joining us. And again, this is just me having to take off slightly early, and I'm glad I was able to get to, the end of the stream before having to jet. But Fox, thanks for being in the booth with me. Nobody War, thanks for running the show. Take care.
And you too, Joker. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful night and you're appreciated as always.
Yeah, thanks, Ton.
thanks.
Yeah,
He's
hey,
gone.
Prominence. So, how did you feel about the final Kefka, all in all?
Very lucky. I thought Tier 3 was gonna just demolish me. I kind of had a similar issue with Phantom doing nothing for me, but I got really lucky with the counters.
Yeah,
Or lack of them.
It's always disappointing because, like, Phantom, it could be, you have to, like, time it so right. You have to wait for him to cast a move, and then you have to cast Phantom, and then you have to, like, hopefully quick an attack, and it's a little stressful, right? Because if he messes up even just a little bit of damage, then he trains or he meteos, your whole party gets hit. It could be disastrous. I go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it was mostly the Meteos I was worried about. I've been just destroyed so many times by those counters.
Oh yeah, the double Meteo is brutal.
Yeah, fortunately I got through there, and then Kefka was pretty gentle with me too, giving me a nice fallen one at the beginning for lock. And it was just kind of home free from there.
Yeah, I saw you both excellently used your sword text to cleave tiers 1 and 2. That was wonderful game knowledge. I mean, you guys showed excellent game knowledge all throughout the seed. The one thing I wanted to ask when it came to the checks, right? We saw that you guys were only separated by 1 check, and I saw Sabre Wolf, you did the Opera, Dovin, Toilet Atma, and the other dragon to get the skip. How close were you to thinking about doing it, Prominence?
Oh, I'm sorry. Say the last part one more time.
How close were you thinking about finding that 1 extra check to go do the quick dragon Atma to get your skip? Were you thinking about it at all?
No. Honestly, the main thing that was on my mind was just doing the quickest checks that were available without needing a warp stone, because I just couldn't find warp stones anywhere.
Gotcha.
I was avoiding those warp stone checks, and kind of just got lucky, I guess.
South Figaro Castle.
Yes, I remember Joker pointed out at one point that Sabre found them. I just couldn't remember where. So he did have the warp stone, so he could do that. And that's like, you guys were neck and neck the entire seed. Like, it was great. I would definitely recommend watching the race again. Because you'll learn a lot, definitely, especially from the chat. Like, they were definitely teaching things. So it was an amazing race, and that skip pulled Saberhead ahead of you, Prominence, and
Oh wow.
the only thing that cost it was the rude tier 2. Like tier 2 without mute can be so painful.
Yeah, that's what killed me in my tonic race last week was the Kefka Tower. It can be brutal.
In general, how else did you feel about the seed?
It felt pretty safe the whole ride. Although Hayden pulled a quick one on me, confusing my stunner or realm using stunner. That was pretty scary.
Yeah, he was mean to both of you. It was Saber. How did you feel about your Hayden fight?
I mean, I think I did Hayden way earlier than Prominence did, but
Yeah.
I mean, Terra had like Fire 3, so wasn't too worried about it. It was just a matter of just keeping her up and just keep Fire 3ing, Hayden down. So it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I just remember that he like poisoned the whole group, and they were losing life, getting low, because you were still. I know you did it early. All of your guys were still like in 3 digits, right? Like 800 life each or something.
Yeah, I think it was less than that. I think it was like 400 or 500, but yeah, well, 500 to 600. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't worried about the poison so much. It's just Strago was just going to be heal bot until he learned to spell, and he had natural magic, which is why I kicked out Edgar. I kicked out Edgar because I'm like, well, at the time, all I had was an Atma weapon, and Edgar had nothing to offer. So I was like, well, Atma was way later game. I got a Strago with pretty decent magic power. Like I had 41 base with his mithril rod there. So I was like, Strago's gonna help me earlier in the game. I know I can learn Fire 2, Ice 2 immediately on him. Took a little longer because the bosses I fought didn't give magic points though to learn things with, so it took me a little longer than I was expecting. Plus he also had Cure 3. I think he learned Cure 3 plus the health. So I was like, okay, well, I don't have any healing, right? So yeah, natural magic. So I wasn't gonna I needed somebody to like heal because I had no heals at that point. So I was like, you know what? I think Strago's gonna be more helpful. So plus I also knew that I was gonna get sorry, I already knew where offering was. It was in Jador. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to afford 2 offerings. I'm only be able to afford 1 offering. So I might as well just kick out Edgar and just go from there.
Oh yeah, it did make sense. The only thing that was sad is like Edgar had just 68 vigor or something base. Like he was so crazy strong.
No, he had 42, 43 base. He had a high burst on, so that's why it was 60. Got you. But I mean, it would have been nice because later I found the Ragnarok, which would have been great on Edgar. I probably would have preferred that on Edgar than having Strago. Because I found no tier 3 spells at all. Because Terra naturally had Fire 3 early. But I mean, I think it was her first. I think she started with it actually.
Yeah. So we were wondering if your first Esper, because nobody saw your first Esper at first, and we were wondering if that taught Fire 3 or if Terra had it naturally.
No, Terra had it naturally, Fire 3 immediately, and so that was an option to go to. Well, she learned it after a fight or two, like when I went to Jador, and as soon as I think I learned it on the second painting before we went to the boss, and she learned it there. So I switched her to a golden hairpin because I had 2 golden hairpins from looting. So I switched to a golden hairpin on her so I could cast Fire 3 for the boss fight, and that's what carried that boss fight. So
the loot in this seed was exceptional. Except for the Terra's Soothgate check. That was good sellables and whatnot. You've seen better treasure rooms.
Yeah, there was a lot of force armors, force shields from dragons and stuff. A lot of Genji gloves. I think I found 4 of them. And it was good to sell with because you could get to sell for the offering, which is what you needed for a lock for the VK. So I mean, it worked out. I mean, that's what the key to that was. So that's fine.
Very nice, very nice. Do you guys have any other additional feelings about the scene? Anything you want to talk about specifically?
Oh, no, it was just a power trip of a early game with all the loot. It was a fun seed though.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the fastest seed I ever did on Restream. It's the fastest time I ever done on Restream, and it still wasn't good enough. God damn it. Yeah, I'm kind of sad about it, but I mean, it felt good. I already went into the this is an underground seed, so I already went to the race room. Still finished dead last with a 132. I can't believe it, but I just gotta figure out how to go faster. I guess I don't know. This was the best. This was the best, like, fully competitive on live stream, like, run I've done. Like, I felt good. Still wasn't fast enough, so I just gotta figure it out, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I feel the same way. Like, I feel like I just got really lucky in some spots that, like, in the same situation, and other times I've just gotten completely demolished by some of the fights.
I mean, I'm looking at the times. The next closest, except for Mildan, the next closest time is a 124. So I'm like, it's still like 8 minutes slower. It's like, it's crazy. I don't know. I mean, just.
It's really hard to say with these kind of things, you know. It says because you have to literally break down each specific seed by its moments to see where the time losses happened, right? It's not something that's a generalized thing, right? Because it all comes down to certain fights with certain team comps and certain abilities that cause the time loss. Do you understand what I mean?
No, I hear you, and I don't know what other team comp there could have been. I mean, other than if you kept Edgar for Ragnarok, but.
Well, I'm saying, like, for instance, if we take any other runner's route through this same seed and compare it to someone else's route, is the only way to truly show the time differences. Does that make sense?
No, I hear you.
Right? Because it's such a there's small extraneous variables that cause it, right? So it's like you'd have to pick out certain specific examples by analyzing of the video, because like I tell you, my memory is not perfect enough to tell you specifically how. Like, I could tell you one way is elemental weaknesses, right? If you go against the boss fight where you didn't have the elemental spell that did the most damage to him, like if you're going against Guardian and you don't have Bolt 3 but you have Fire 3, well, the fight's going to be a lot slower than if you had Bolt 3. Right? So like, that's what I mean more. It's like that's the only real way to break down those time losses. But you know, you both did amazingly well. You know, it was a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable. You showed excellent game knowledge all throughout.
Well, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, good game, man. Thanks again for the race.
Yeah, no, GG, man. I mean, appreciate it. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, yeah, I'll have to watch it back, you know. But yeah,
I definitely recommend it, both of you. And just remember, you know, we're nothing without the runners. So thank you so much for participating and allowing it to be restreamed. It means a lot.
Well, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
And to everyone in the community that's interested, please come join us in our community. Join our Discord. Go to FinalFantasy6WorldsCollide.com. You know, come help our community grow. And you know, we have a lot of friendly and welcoming people. Always ready to embrace a new runner. I hope y'all have a great night.
You too.